This is a dream come true for both Skyrim and by extension all Elder Scrolls fans, as well as real-time strategy fans like me, using Fusro Da to launch enemy units into the air, swoop down with dragons and burn whole enemy armies, and about 100 other abilities and spells spread across 4 nations of TES lore with many more to come. And all of it for free. This incredible creation is called The Elder Scrolls The Battle for Tamriel, and it is a modification of the Battle for Middle-earth 2, The Rise of the Witch King, for which we have incredibly talented modders to thank for. I encourage you to download this mod along with the all-in-one launcher at the ModDB website, link is in the description, and enjoy skirmish versus AI or multiplayer versus other players with units and heroes from Morrowind, Aldmeri Dominion, the Empire, and Skyrim. These modders have not one but 2 single-player campaigns in the works, one of which covers the Great War, but these are not available yet. Trust me, with the skirmish options to fight anything from 1v1 to 8-player battles with units and heroes this diverse, you will spend many hours before you start needing more content. And along with these single-player campaigns in the future, the developers of this mod will add the faction from Oblivion in 2025, followed by Hammerfell, the Undead, High Rock, Argonians, Orsimer and Reachmen. It sure is a long list, but such is TES lore, huge and wealthy. This is a 4v4 skirmish battle with 4 players using the Skyrim faction against 4 players using the Empire faction. Beyond setting down farms and logging camps for passive income on the map, you can also capture different types of buildings. These provide vision, income or units for whichever player raises their flag on them. Capturing buildings also provides a reason for fighting for map control and getting out of your base, alongside covering the map in farms which lose efficiency if their area of effect is overlaid. When it comes to powers you unlock with points gained from combat, usually the first ones are boosts for your units, debuffs for enemies, and are area of effect healing. Skyrim faction's War Chant, for example, increases my unit's damage and speed. The units belonging to the Skyrim faction are a mix of Stormcloaks, Town Guards, Jarlsmen, and even Giants and Mammoths. Each faction has about a dozen buildings, with some unique and others showing up just as variations. Farms, walls and defensive towers are in every faction's building menu, for example, while only the Morrowind faction can produce mechanical constructs created by the Dwemer from a Clockwork City Basilica you can summon into your base by one of the Morrowind's faction powers. What is amazing is just how well suited the Battle for Middle-earth's engine and the Lord of the Rings inspired units are for direct translation to the Elder Scrolls lore. For example, the Giant from Skyrim is created based on the Troll unit, making it possible to have the Giant fight in melee mode with a huge club and in the range mode by throwing massive rocks. Weaker units, which fight in tight formations, are easily demolished with Giant's attacks, and rocks not only damage them but make them somersault, preventing them from attacking in case they even get back up. This range attack of the Giant is also good for destroying buildings, but you can deal a lot of friendly fire with it as well. On the bright side, they help you deal with neutral buildings which spawn creeps, which have also been adapted to TES lore by these modders. Destroying such neutral buildings nets you extra cash you can use to produce units or to construct buildings. As for other powers from the Skyrim faction, at the 2nd tier you can temporarily unlock Warden of Sovngarde and summon your own Shield Thane. Who, like the Dragonborn, can use the voice and deal with enemy units in that way. The whole summoning part even comes with signature Skyrim music that gets the blood pumping. These summoned heroes show up in most factions, like how in the Empire faction you can summon both a hero and squads of units which excel at destroying enemy buildings. In the Morrowind faction, there are multiple such summons, as you can get the Dagot Ur and Ash vampires, which scare and debuff enemy units, as well as a reborn and invincible Nerevar, which allows allied units to trample enemies and become immune to many effects, while he sets fire to every enemy unit or building around him. Of course, the Skyrim faction wouldn't be complete without dragons, and there are two in fact. One is a hero you can recruit, while the other is used as a top tier power. The one that is a hero unlocks several abilities as he levels up, including fire breathing, cyclone, ice attack and lightning attack. Even the monsters of Skyrim were not forgotten to be included in this mod, as the second tier summon power lets you call in several squads of Draugr warriors. The dragon has incredible mobility, and as long as it isn't fighting against range enemy units, can deal a lot of damage even just swooping down with claws. Another tier 2 power that hits the theme of Skyrim is Fatherland, which changes the ground into ice, slowing down enemy units while buffing friendly ones. It can extinguish fires too, which can get really handy when you have fire-breathing dragons on the map. The regular units in this mod can be upgraded depending on their type, with better armor, arms, banner carriers, and some even have extra formations, like a wedge for cavalry or shield walls and spear walls for infantry. Upgrades are gained by leveling up unit recruitment buildings in some factions, while others have to construct specific buildings first. Some heroes in each faction can also summon units, just like direct powers can, but while some stay forever, most have a limited time on the battlefield. On the upside, they often come into the battle leveled up with boosted stats. If you want to boost your economy or reduce certain costs, however, you usually have to go into your HQ and pick upgrades from there. Most of these are unique per faction, but some overlap, like reduced cost of summoning and resurrecting heroes. What is one of the defining features of this mod and the game is based on just how many things you have to do in battles. Activate powers, use hero skills and abilities, upgrade units and use their formations. But ultimately, the units can overcome heroes, and even if leveled up, they won't be able to stop a whole enemy army on their own. You can reinforce your ranks with summons to plug gaps, but once you lose your own army, it is better to retreat. And these battles I played on the novice difficulty. Granted, I haven't played Battle for Middle-earth games in many years, so real learning the economy management side of things took a while, but at the end of a match, I was usually in the tens of thousands of gold. Having a lot of heroes at the same time, and with most having several active abilities, can get hectic during a battle, as you're trying to click on each one and get the most out of your heroes, but it is quite worth it, especially with visually impressive effects of abilities like the Dragon's Fire. What I am most amazed by when playing this mod is just how much lore from the Elder Scrolls these modders have managed to pack into each faction. You regularly hear famous lines from Skyrim, Morrowind and Oblivion games, and use heroes and units from across every continent.
Then I took an arrow in the knee.
I simply can't wait for the other factions and races, like the Argonians and Khajiit, to join the fray. Oh, and let's not forget the Mammoth. It took me a while to unlock this unit, as you have to have the hero Freya chosen as the leader of your faction through a menu in the HQ. The best use of the Mammoth is to trample enemy units under its hooves, and it just flattens them all. The top tier Skyrim faction power is of course to call in a massive dragon, who in one fire-breathing swoop burns entire armies, not caring who is friend and who foe. The worst of all is that the fire propagates and spreads from soldier to soldier, and it can happen very easily that you end up putting your own army to the torch, leaving behind just scorched earth. The other factions currently available in this mod have equally devastating spells that you can activate as their powers, or by leveling up their heroes and using their active abilities. Once these modders finish their planned campaigns, this will be one hell of a game to play, and the folks at Bethesda are going to see what they are missing out by not making their own The Elder Scrolls RTS game. I hope you enjoyed this video despite my raw throat and are going to play this mod for yourself. Link is in the description, as are links to many more of my videos. Thank you for watching and happy gaming.